as winter approaches, you certainly want to be looking at the tread of your tires. Every tire has what they call a tread wear indicator. It tells you when the tire is worn out. It's a set of bars molded in. If your tires are there or approaching there, you definitely want to think about getting a new set of tires before the snow falls.
Okay.
A lot of us wait till that first snow comes and we're all over the road and go, uh-oh, I waited too long. For most people, and in this way I say, if you can call in or wait till roads are cleared, certainly in our area we can usually do that, all season tires are probably okay. If you're a person that cannot wait, I think about a nurse or a firefighter, somebody who has to be out there, winter tires can transform your car. Not only do they have more biting edges for snow, they have special compounds that keep them pliable when it's cold, make a car that is horrible in the snow suddenly very acceptable.
Are they a lot more expensive than regular tires?
They're more expensive in two ways. They can be a little more costly, and now you've got 2 sets of tires per year, so there's an added cost there. Again, if you can't call in on a snow day, go with winter tires. It's a huge safety benefit.
Now let me ask you, I just put my winter tires on my car yesterday because we had our first snowfall the other day, believe it or
We've
not.
had early snow.
And I can't do it myself. I had someone install it. It cost me $100. Can you put your winter tires on yourself, or do you have to be really handy?
The only way you can really do it is if you buy them mounted. So you have a set of tires and wheels.
Oh.
You don't have, most people certainly don't have a mounting and balancing machine in their garage. So you can buy them mounted, and then you can put them on with with a lug gun and make sure they're torqued correctly. But yes, you can do it, but they need to be mounted.
All right,
and
so there's a little cost and work involved, but it's worth it if you're going to stay safe.
Absolutely worth it.
All right, what else?
Another couple things you can do to get ready. If your car is 4 years old or more, not a brand new battery, you might want to think about having your battery checked. Certainly cold weather is a big draw on your battery. Take it to a local service center, see if there's charge left in it. Another thing, your antifreeze. You want to make sure that's up to an amount and a performance level for with the cold weather. -30 is usually about right. You can buy an inexpensive test kit at an auto parts store. This one was about $4. But cars are getting more specific. They're calling for specific antifreezes, certain mixtures, certain temperature grades, depending on where you are. You can do this if you're comfortable doing it and if you're aware of what your car needs.
Well, do most cars tell you when your fluids are low and you have to replace them?
Some do, but they won't tell you the performance level. So there's kind of twofold. You can have plenty of antifreeze in there, but if it's not to a level of the weather you're expecting in your area, -30 or above the performance level, then that's not really going to do you any good.
And you don't want to find out in an ice storm.
So again, if you're not comfortable, go to your local service center. Let them check it for you.
What else do we have?
Fourth thing, wiper blades. Just take a look. Wiper blades actually really start to deteriorate after about 6 months. So just take a look. It might be worth a smaller investment to put wiper blades on before winter comes. When they are frozen to your windshield, wait before they defrost, before you try peeling them off there once winter does come. So another quick check. Things to keep you from getting into trouble.
I usually try to scrape the ice off with that, which is not smart.
Not really. Right.
No.
Yeah. So the other group of items is, I'm out there, I've gotten into trouble, what do I need? I think all of us may be guilty of saying, I'm just going for a quick ride, I'm going out in my slippers and my sweatshirt, I'm going to get a coffee. Well, Murphy's Law says that's the day you're going to get in trouble.
Yes.
Absolutely. So,
and you're going to run into everyone you know.
You're going to run into everyone you know because you look horrible, and you're probably going to slide off the road and be stuck. Even I've been guilty of heels, or men go out with just a sport coat. That's the day you may have a fender bender, your car might die. So things to keep you safe should you get stuck.
Okay.
First of all, some warm weather gear. A set of boots, a warm set of gloves, just something you can throw on. You can buy a pre-assembled emergency kit. They have a flashlight and a blanket, even a tow strap. It's a great gift if you're thinking of something for the person who has everything, maybe an emergency kit.
Now, why would a blanket be in the emergency kit?
Because if you're not dressed appropriately, which many of us aren't sometimes, you can at least have that for a little bit of extra warmth. If your car has been crashed or has died, you might not have the option for a heater.
Oh, a lot of helpful things.
A lot of helpful things in there. Like I say, it's a nice gift. Obviously, your cell phone's probably your best friend. Keep it charged. Keep an extra charger in the car if you need it. And another neat tip is, why don't you put in your phone your AAA number, your roadside assistance number, your local garage tow number. Put them in your phone now in case you have trouble later.
Oh yeah,
so
that's a good
tip.
point.
Yeah.
All right, now why do we have this here?
Well, now you're stuck. What happens if you get stuck?
Yeah.
So there's a couple ways you can try. The best advice, keep your wheels straight. If you can, try and shovel yourself out a path. This is a lightweight $10 shovel. Keep it in your trunk. We saw from the video too, any of these items we're saying to keep in your car, make sure they're secured. You don't want anything to be projectiles if you don't have a closed trunk. But try to shovel yourself a path out. If that still isn't working, you can use the motion of the car. If you're moving, rock it back and forth. Go between forward and reverse and try to get that rocking motion. Momentum will be your friend if you're trying to get stuck. Still not working, you need some extra traction. There's a bunch of things you can try. The first is some kitty litter. Just sprinkle it under, or take your shovel and try to get it under the wheels. Try to get some traction.
Really, kitty litter? I would think salt.
Yeah. You can buy, actually they sell tubes of sand as well. You can buy a tube of sand at your hardware store, intended to carry in your car for exactly that situation.
Well, does the sand in the back of the car actually help with traction as well?
It could, rear wheel drive, you know, a little bit more weight in the car might be a benefit. These are made like a one-time application. It's actually a tube that you or I could lift and get under there if you needed it. We have tested some dedicated traction products. This one happens to be called the Auto Sock. This is more, you're kind of in the pinch. It's a fabric boot that goes over your drive wheels. This is more, not for getting stuck, because if you can't move, you can't really get it on very easily, but if you need to climb, you can put this on. It takes a little bit of finagling because you have to roll forward to get it over the tire.
And you have on each one of the tires?
Each of the drive wheels, so front or rear, depending on your car. And it did work. We were able to climb a hill, you know, with this on, as opposed to not having it.
What about with ice, or is that just for snow?
That worked we did it in snow. It may give you some extra traction in ice. Other things that you might use in a pinch are some twigs or some leaves, anything you can get under those wheels. One of the things that we talk about in a pinch too is even a floor mat.
Oh, good point.
If you can get that floor mat tucked under, you know, your tire, just to get you going.
Yeah,
that can be
use of what you have right inside the car.
Right.
Oh boy,
So
we're
all
going to be
of
ready.
these items.
Now, what about this? A first aid kit? That's what
Now,
good to have.
now you're really right. A first aid kit. Now you really need some help. Maybe even somebody's been injured. Probably a good idea, regardless of the season. So keep that in. And you know, if you've ever gone without having enough windshield wash, you know how bad that can be. A truck goes by and sprays all the slush up.
Yeah.
So an extra gallon of this, again, secure it. If you don't have a closed trunk, is a great idea to keep in your trunk as well.
Oh, that's great. And the boots and the jacket.
Right.
All right, great. Now this part I'm actually excited about because I don't know how to do it. I'm going to learn something today. Jump starting a car.
Right, jump starting a car. We mentioned the cold weather is a draw on any battery. So you go there and you're ready to go for work, and all of a sudden you get that click and you got no battery left. Most owners' manuals do go through in pretty good detail where to find connections. But still, you know, I've had friends come to me, you know, and say, just standing there with the jumper cables, like, okay, what do I do? So that's the first step. And, you know, it's really good. Take a warm day like this and figure it all out before you need it.
Before you panic.
Right, before you panic, before you're out in the driving snow. So the first thing, find where your connections are. There's a positive and negative terminal on every battery. Most cars are pretty clear. This one has a little door and a positive marked right on it and tells you where the negative is. The order is important, though, to how you connect the cables.
Okay.
So that's the other piece. So get familiar with it. My helpful tip is where you start red dead. And that's my tip for the day.
Red dead
is where you start. So you start connecting by putting the red, which is your positive cable, on the positive red terminal of the dead battery.
Okay.
So red dead is your start. You then go to the positive of the supply car or the new battery.
Okay.
Negative of the supply car, new battery. And then the last one's also tricky. People assume you go back to the negative of the dead battery. You actually don't. Batteries, as they're performing, can give off some gases. A spark in that area could actually ignite those gases. So you don't want to actually connect to the negative terminal. You want to connect to some grounded, you'll often hear the manuals say painted area that's attached to the frame of the car. In this car, this would be a great place.
All right, so even though it's metal, I wouldn't think of
You want
metal
it to metal
or
because you want it grounded through the car.
Okay.
So any painted surface that you
Okay.
think is attached to the frame of the car becomes your fourth and negative connection. You may see a little spark when you put that on.
Okay.
It's expected.
Don't panic.
So,
Don't
two key
panic.
things too. Don't touch is the other key. Don't touch terminals to terminals, and don't touch car to car. Don't get cars so close.
Oh, okay,
that
good to know.
current
Yeah.
can go through the bodies of the cars themselves.
Yeah. And then when you do jump start it, is
Right.
it important to let it run for a certain amount of time?
Yes, you first of all want to shut off accessories in both cars. You know, you'll have your running car. Start your dead car. Hopefully it does start.
Yeah.
Then you can disconnect things in the reverse order that we said to connect them. Then let your dead car run for a while. Let the alternator and those systems in the car charge it back up. If you know why your battery's dead, I left a light on, my glove box was open, then you're probably okay to let it recharge. If you can't figure out why it went dead in the first place, it could just be the cold, it has lost charge, definitely more reason to go back and have it checked.
All right, so you should go right then to a mechanic then. Don't drive to
because you don't
work.
want to then get to work and
No,
be in the same
and then be stuck
situation
again.
in the
Yeah.
afternoon. So if you can figure out why it happened, you know, I left my headlights on, which can happen in the poor weather.
Oh,
then
that's good to know.
But
I
if
learned
not,
something.
so-
I learned a lot of stuff today, actually.
Right.
Thank you so much,
You're
Jen.
so welcome.